To hear God's voice, keep the channel open. God does speak, sometimes one way and sometimes another, even though people may not understand it. Job chapter 33 verse 14, NCV, God designed you to hear his voice. In a sense, there is a receiver in you that allows you to get guidance from God. What channels does God use? The primary way that God speaks is through the Bible. This is why it's important to read the Bible every day. God's will is found in his word. That's how you know if an impression you get is a message from God. God also speaks through godly teachers. Have you ever been in church or at a Bible study and felt like the teacher was speaking directly to you? In that moment, God was speaking directly to you. Now, if somebody has the gift of teaching, it's going to agree with the Bible. I don't care how convincing someone is or how much emotion you feel from that person's message. If what is said does not agree with the Bible, then the speaker does not have the gift of teaching. The Bible talks about this in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 13. We do not speak in words taught by human wisdom, but in words taught by the Spirit, as we explain spiritual truths to those who have the Spirit. GNT. God speaks through other Christians. He even speaks through you. When you stay tuned into him and learn his word, sometimes God will use you to say things to people that he wants them to hear. It's not something reserved only for pastors. God speaks through every believer at different times. God also speaks through your circumstances and your pain. That's not always our favorite way to learn God's will, but it will be one of the most powerful ways God speaks to you. God never wastes your hurt. Job chapter 33 verse 14 says, God does speak, sometimes one way and sometimes another, even though people may not understand it. NCV. God is speaking all the time. But you have to listen. In the midst of this noisy world, sometimes that's easier said than done. That's why it's important to stay sensitive to the leading of the Holy Spirit. As you listen and obey, he will show you the right path. Talk it over. What channel does God often use to speak to you? What has he said lately? In what ways has God used a painful season to teach you about himself and his love for you? What is the role of the Holy Spirit when you are listening to someone teach the Bible?